matter for us at that particular time. And she scored 4 in the first quarter, 5 in the third, none in the second and the fourth. But those are 2 big ones there to give her 11 points total.
And Brooks checks out for defensive purposes. Back into the ball game is Huddleston. Blackburn guards, and they get it down low to Eastlands. Back to Page, out high to Roberts, guarded by Marshall, and great step in and takeaway by Ebony Marshall. And Marshall has numbers if she can get it down there, and she does to Iceland Eli, but they'll call her reach in first. And a good thing for White County because Iceland Eli took the bounce pass and laid it in, but the foul occurred out on the floor.
It's going to be on Page. That's going to be her third and the team ninth. And so Marshall will have a 1-and-1 at the line.
So both teams in the double bonus from this point forward on fouls. A minute 50 to go. Marshall with a huge 1-and-1. The first one bounces around and falls. Boy, great shooters roll that time. And their lead goes up to 2 at 34-32. A sigh of relief from that Lebanon bench, I'm sure, because you want to expand it to at least a 3-point game. Marshall's second toss in the air, and it's good as well. So the lead goes to 3 at 35-32.
Marshall has 4 points in the night, and all 4 of them have been big.
And a big 5-0 run here by Lebanon as they recover from that initial 2 free throws from White County to take a 3-point lead. Here's Eastlands in the corner. Back to Cash. She's bumped by Eli. She'll work her way around. Boy, she is great at drawing contact and scampering away and throwing it up.
She did. I'm not sure they call it on. Could be.
I hope it's. No, it's on Huddleston.
It'll be on Huddleston.
So Aquarius picks up the foul, and that will send Brittany Cash to the line to shoot 2.
Cash, she's 2 of 5 on that with 9 points so far.
Net toss in and out, no good. Boy, and they cannot afford to miss free throws. If you're White County, every point is crucial at this point as they trail by 3 with just over a minute and a half to go. 1:34 remaining. Brooks checks back in to run the offense on the other end for Lebanon. Cash with the second toss up. No good. Backside rebound by London Eli. She reaches and takes it away. Here's Brooks in the backcourt. So Lebanon with the ball in a 3-point lead. And any foul by White County will be a double bonus for Lebanon. Trap out high. Here's Marshall at the jump circle. She'll work between the rings. Left side to Iceland Eli. Iceland works across. Back over to Brooks. And I don't think you want to foul her. I wouldn't. And timeout Lebanon. 30-second timeout. Let's leave it right here. 1:11 to go. Lebanon 35, White County 32. Lebanon with the ball. Coach, what do you do if you're White County? Do you foul immediately no matter who has it, or what do you do?
Well, you know, with the way the officials are calling the thing tonight, I think I would just go try to tie the basketball up because they've gotten away with some stuff tonight. We have too, of course. So they're not calling it real tight. Yeah, I think as soon as it comes in with 1:11 to go, no better than what they're able to score lately off of our defensive pressure. They're going to want more than 1 or 2 opportunities here. I don't think they wait. I think they go ahead and foul right now. Here's the key. Lebanon's defense in overtime has caused 3 turnovers for Sparta, and we've only committed 1. So that's a plus, as where we were pretty much outscored them there in the turnover category before we started this overtime.
Here's Blackburn, set the inbounds, gets it to Brooks in the backcourt. 35-32, Lebanon leads. Brooks works on Roberts right at the jump circle. Cash comes over to double team, but Brooks too quick. Does pick it up, gets it over to Marshall somehow. Goodness.
Almost got away with a steal there.
She did, and they'll finally call a reach in on Cash on Marshall. And kind of an intentional foul, but Marshall will go to the line. She just made a pair there. And she'll go back with a chance to make this a 2-possession ball game with 55 seconds to go.
Marshall, of course, one of 2 from the free throw line tonight and to shoot 2.
Oh, that's right. Eli put it back. And that one bounces around, no good. So Sparta's still alive. The lead remains 3. Brooks to the bench. Huddleston back in for defense. 35-32, Lebanon leads. All the Blue Devilettes down court as Marshall will shoot the second, and it's good. Didn't need a rebounder. The lead is now 4 at 36-32. Here comes White County. Roberts weaves her way across, down low, and London Eli affected that shot. Huddleston, great position, a block out on Delaney, gets it to Marshall. Here comes Lebanon. The ball on a 4-point lead, and Roberts has to foul quickly, and that'll send Marshall back to the line again.
That's Roberts' second, and of course the team 10th again, 11th. If you're counting, going to shoot 2.
So 41.8 seconds to go. White County trying to foul their way and keep themselves in this ball game. Lebanon leads by 4. Ebony Marshall at the line to shoot the double bonus. First toss up and good. Boy, and 2 quick ones here would be crucial for Lebanon. And this could make it a 2-possession game.
Marshall 3 of 5, and now 4-6.
And she has found her range in the lead. Goes back to 6 with under 40 seconds to go. Here's Roberts in the front court. Left wing to Eastless. Long three-pointer. Off the side of the iron, no good. Long rebound. A scrum for it. Marshall comes out of there with it. Imagine that. And they're battling for it on the ground, and they have to call a jump ball. And they do. Possession error, White County. Coach Brian Haley is really working that bunch, too. He's saying you got to screen and go to the hole. Screen and go to the hole. They kick in the corner to Cash. Long three deflected by London Eli. How appropriate. Blackburn with the rebound. She'll stand there and get fouled. And she got whacked, too. So Kelsey Blackburn will go to the line as Brittany Cash has done everything she can do to keep this White County bunch in here. But the Warriorettes are going to come up a little bit short as Blackburn will step to the line with 22.2 to go. Already a 6-point lead, trying to make it 8. She'll have the double bonus. Boom. First one good, and it's suddenly 39-32, the largest lead Lebanon has enjoyed since the third quarter.
Blackburn and Marshall both had scored very few points tonight, but those that they scored have been big.
Boy, after giving up the initial 2 in overtime, Lebanon with 9 unanswered points, and they lead by 7. And you really did not want that as Iceland Eli fouls out high. So a 16.4 to go. Brittany Cash will go back to the free throw line again with a chance to nail a couple of more. Trailing 39-32 as Brooks checks back to the scores table. She'll come back in for offense to replace Huddleston.
Although Cash is 2 of 7 tonight from the free throw line.
Positive jinx there, Coach. She made the first one.
Sorry, but she's
she was
3
due.
of 8, and she's due.
She was due.
3 of 8, but we've got a 6-point lead with 16 to go.
Second toss up and good as well. So the lead stays at 5, and here's Blackburn set to inbounds. Full court pressure. Delaney guards the out of bounds. They tried to thread it through. A terrible pass, and let's see if Lebanon can run it down. No, they can't. Back to Page. Page up to Roberts. Roberts down low to Cash. Backside. Her short jumper, no good. Rebound, Delaney. Delaney's put back in and out. No good, and Delaney with it again. So with 2.1 seconds to go, about all that did was run out the clock. Boy, I don't think I've ever seen one go that far down and come back out.
I'm with you. Great hustle by Sparta there, but just a little bit too late as Lebanon leads 39-34 with 2 seconds to go, and Delaney goes to the line. Her first trip to the line tonight, by the way, Mark.
And the youngest player on the court for White County has been their most consistent, but misses that free throw. So the sophomore will get one more toss. 39-34 with 2.1 seconds to go here in overtime. And fans, if you watch this one or you're listening to this one, you got your money's worth tonight.
Sure enough.
Second free throw good. It's a 4-point ball game. Now Lebanon basically just has to get it in bounds without a steal. And before the 5-second count, Coach Brown calls a timeout. We'll take it with them. 39-35. Lebanon leads. 2.1 seconds to go in overtime. We'll be back in 30.
And Jet doesn't believe he got it either. I could see in his eyes over here. He doesn't think that.
I'm going to have to. I can see right now I will be copying a page out of Webster's dictionary.
39-35. Lebanon leads with 2 seconds to go as Kelsey Blackburn inbounds the ball for.
And I bet you they get it inbounds this time, and they do. Oh, no, taken away by Page. Short jumper is good. This one is going to go down to the wire. As the buzzer sounds, I have a feeling Page will get to shoot a free throw. The basket counts, I'm sure.
It'll still be a 1-point game no matter what, but it sure went down to the wire. I'm glad we had a 4-point lead.
Boy, you got that right. And they are talking to Coach Haley. We're going to check and see. But my suspicion will be it's a 39-37 game. The basket will be good. They did call a foul, so I imagine they'll let Delaney go to the line and shoot a free throw.
Was it Delaney or Roberts?
I'm not sure. It all happened in the blink of an eye.
Quick as a thought.
Quick as a thought. Flick of the switch.
So we're here. Why don't the official just let her shoot it and it'd be done? Either way it goes.
He's still making a point about some other things. And Coach, we've got another ball game to play. Let's move on. This one's in the books. 00 showing on the clock as the buzzer sounded. The foul was called in the act of shooting. The basket was good, so let her go to the line, shoot a free throw with no time remaining, and affect the final score, but not the outcome, because it is a 2-point ball game. And last time I checked, free throws count 1.
Good ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.